Hello everyone, and welcome to our weekly stream. We're going to give it a couple minutes, give people some time to hop on and join us, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We got two really fun things to take a look at today. And we're going to try to bump them over to Character Creator 4 once we're done. At least one of them. Hello, hello. We got people hopping on, joining us. I posted in the Discord. Just a regular weekly stream this week. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. We got a lot of people hopping on right away. We'll go ahead and get started in like a minute or two. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Join us on our Discord channel. That's where we announce all of these streams as they're coming up. So hello and welcome. We're going to get started here in just a second. Hi, Joe Frost. Hello, hello. Got a good spike of people right away. People are excited. What brought you guys to this stream? What was the deciding factor for you to join us today? We got more right off the bat than we normally do, so I'm interested because I'll keep doing it. Hello, hello. I'll get started here. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Hi, everybody. And once again, welcome to the Metatailor Weekly live stream. Today, we're taking a look at two characters, one from Solo Leveling and one from something called Frag Punk. I found this DeviantArt page that I linked in the Discord with some really great models, and I wanted to give them a try. And we'll talk about those a little bit more in a second. But before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on our YouTube channel, join our Discord community. Our Discord community is fantastic. Not only do we have Metatailor experts in the Metatailor team to answer any of your questions, we've got Unreal professionals, Unity professionals, Maya professionals, Blender professionals, people who are using these programs every day to create video games, movies, animations, avatars, whatever you need. So whatever question you have, our support is there 24/7. We're answering questions day and night, trying to get you the best experience possible. So make sure you join our Discord community. The other benefit to that is the Discord is where we announce all of these YouTube live streams. On top of that, sometimes we have secret streams on our Discord channel for those of you who are joining us. Any new updates, any new big pushes. I think we might have one secret announcement. We might have one in the summer. That's what we're looking at, I think, for our next big push. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be announced on the Discord first. So hello, everybody. I'm actually working on a 3D concert and trying to update my MetaHuman. Awesome. These clothes will help. Today's clothes are a little bit more modern, a little bit more sci-fi, but you'll definitely find some easy clothes on Sketchfab to dress a whole concert, a whole group of people. Metatailor is amazing for just dressing crowds in different clothes really fast. UE 5.6 with Metatailor problems, trying to figure that out. Yes, Henry, I do see there's a lot on the support channel about Unreal Engine's 5.6 coming out. I'm pretty sure. Do I have my answers yet? I don't have my answers. I pinged over to our devs to have any announcements or anything about the 5.6 update. I know we are aware of it. It just got pushed. We're making sure we're trying to iron out all those bugs and issues in that realm, because 5.6 is having a little bit of trouble. And as soon as we get that, once again, we'll announce it in our Discord. So keep an eye out for that. Hey team, excited for the stream. Hi Jesse. I'm basically using the clothes I already created for my original character and just pretty much putting them into my project for the first thing using 5.6. So hopefully everything turns out well. Hopefully it does turn out well. And we do have a great video, if you're interested, Joe. Back on our YouTube channel, I walked you through how to change shirts very quickly with just Substance Painter. So if you've got access to Substance Painter, you can quickly change the logos, the designs, the look of the shirt, while keeping the same base mesh and bringing that into Metatailor. So it's the same exact shirt, but you can swap out those textures super easily using Substance Painter. So that's a great video. Yes, welcome everybody. Hi. So let's talk about what we're looking at today. So today, like every week, I'm going around, I'm looking for good models, looking for good stuff to show you guys, free stuff online. I actually linked today's DeviantArt artist in the Discord channel, so if you are interested in it, go ahead and take a look at that. But the two characters are from Solo Leveling, which is an anime I have not watched yet. So if you are a fan, if you're here because of Solo Leveling, I do apologize, I have not watched it yet. I'm more of a Dungeon Meshi fan, Delicious in Dungeon, and One Piece, but this is on my list to watch. I saw the outfit. I knew it was very popular. I knew it won a whole bunch of awards recently, so I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's take a look. So let's go ahead and jump over to the desktop plus me to kind of show you what we'll be looking at today. So here's the Solo Leveling character that will be pulling off pants, shirt, jacket. It's a very simple character. The textures aren't great, so we're just going to apply our own textures in Metatailor. We're going to go ahead and bring this character in and see and show you how we can take this exact outfit here for Solo Leveling and put it on any character we want. And then while I was in this person's DeviantArt page, they had this really cool character from Frag Punk. I don't know what Frag Punk is, but I thought this was a really neat character. I really liked the pants on this character. They're baggy. They've got this kind of tech vibe, this sci-fi vibe, this really cool sci-fi headpiece. And what I really liked about both of these characters is it was super easy to modulate in Maya. The clothes, everything, it took me like 10 minutes and they were ready to go. They're ready for Metatailor. I have not tested them in Metatailor yet. I have not tested sending them over to Character Creator 4 yet. We're going to be doing that together today. But these are the two characters we're going to take a look at so you can kind of see the vision behind it. I'm going to show you how I modulated it in Maya. We're not going to go too in-depth into that because this is a Metatailor stream, not a Maya stream. But if you're interested in any of that, please let me know. Please hit me up on the Discord, and I'm happy to walk you through anything on Maya, on the Maya side that I do behind the scenes. If you're interested in either of these two characters, feel free to reach out over Discord. I'm always happy to send any of the models we do on stream. They're all free. You can find them on DeviantArt, Sketchfab, Fab. Those are my big three places to look for these characters, for these outfits. I skim those every week and try to grab the cool ones that I can find. And on top of that, most of them are under the Creative Commons license. These, I don't think they're as much under the Creative Commons license because they are IP from other places, but the models are free on DeviantArt, so you can do exactly what I'm doing here today. Awesome. I'm going to show off one more thing. We've got a CC4 plugin for, I'm reading the comment here. I've got a video to show you guys. Let me quick download it and then we'll play it. So it is our Unreal plugin. I can show off the video. We've shown some of the videos off in the stream. Of course, I can't find you. There you are. So I'm going to kill the music, kill my face. So this is our upcoming plugin for Unreal Engine. In Unreal Engine, you will have a wardrobe that lives in Engine with all your Metatailor creations that can be used at runtime. So that's what's fantastic about this. Let's go ahead and give it a watch. Yes, I haven't updated my VLC. I apologize. So here it is. Oh, that's me. Sorry. So you've got your metahuman, you get it dressed, or your character, whatever your character is, you get it dressed in in Metatailor. Name it, export it, send back to UE5 right there. It takes everything just like with Character Creator and launches it over to Unreal Engine, ready to go. There's your character, all your Metatailor clothes. So this is a sneak peek of what we have been working on. Different outfit, exporting it, sending it, just the simple button, right back over to Unreal, ready to go. Look how cool that is. And just like I said, there is your wardrobe that lives live in Engine for all your Metatailor creations. How awesome is that? Awesome. Gonna see I got a couple chats here. Back to only me here for a moment. Keen to see if we can easily use Chaos Cloth and other engine simulation tools with the Metatailor exports. Some 5.6 updates are coming. Check out the Unreal Forge recent video to see the 5.6 workflow. It's pretty close to the same as it was. Eventually, I want to do a Tron outfit. That would be awesome. Some Tron outfits would be cool. If you find a really good one for free, I'd be happy to do it on the stream. Just send it to me. If anybody finds a really cool outfit, send it to me. I'll take a look at it. We'll see if we can modulate it and do it on the stream. I'm always happy to do some fan choices. I just need your help finding good stuff. I love that show, Solo Leveling. It's awesome. It sounds awesome. It's going to be only pro users. I'm gonna give you an 80% positive answer. There we go. Yes, plugins, all pro features. We will be soon adding pro trial for users considering upgrading. So there you go. There's the answer. I was about to say the same thing. I'm pretty sure I don't have the 100% answer, but yeah. So usually our plugins, everything that runs like that, that's all on pro. Our tools are all on pro. Our massive libraries on pro. Let's stop talking about it. Let's look at it. Let's jump into our actual thing here. I'm just promoting it, and you're not even seeing it. So let's go to desktop plus me, and there we go. Hi everybody. Let's take a look. So like I said, we're going to take a look at these two outfits, just peek at them real quick in Maya. This is how I modulated them. I deleted the rigs. I deleted the characters. Main reason why I delete the characters in these, because it's just a head and hands. There's no legs. There's no body. So using something like the mesh extractor or bringing this character in for simple characters like this doesn't work as well because they don't have the rest of the body parts. That's one of the really cool things about Character Creator and the mesh extractors combination. If you pop back to about 2 or 3 live streams ago, we do that. Those characters have a full body under their clothes, and that's what you really want when you're using the mesh extractor. This would work with the mesh extractor. You just get this weird half body. So I delete the body, I delete the rig, and then I go through and I just separate all the clothes. Like I said, this one right here, it did not have great texture, so we won't be able to see those textures today. We'll just texture it ourselves in Metatailor. This is how I kind of took it, and then of course I combined it, split it, and I exported it out into single pieces, and that's what we'll be importing today. Let's go ahead and close out of this one. I don't need to save that. I just wanted to show you that's how I kind of split it up. This one, a lot easier. We can see a quick glance at the textures here. What's really cool about this one, not only was I able to kind of split off the pants and this really cool belt here. Grab just the belt. This really cool belt here is on top of all of that, this came with a whole bunch of different color variants. So we'll take a look at some of the color variants besides just this orange one. And the other big thing I did with both of them when I was splitting these up is if I had 2 shoes, I deleted 1 shoe. If I had 2 gloves, I deleted 1 glove. So I'm gonna try to import this glove today and show you our awesome glove importer that came out, what is that, 2 updates ago now? So absolutely fantastic. And the other thing I have found that is really helpful is a lot of times with pairs of pants and shoes, they will have a face to fill this hole right here. And they'll do the same at the cuffs of the pants and the tops of the shoes. If you have that extra geometry there, it really helps to delete that in Maya, Blender, whatever your 3D kind of manipulation software is. Deleting that cap face is really helpful. It stops it from doing any kind of weird crunching or squishing. So anytime I see that in these models that I'm downloading, I'm deleting that off. But other than that, all I did was separate and then recombine into the proper pieces. So we'll go ahead and get these into Metatailor. Don't save. Let's go ahead and pop open Metatailor. Oops, that's Character Creator. I meant to click on this one. There we go. So look at some of these cool ones from our past streams here. We got some really cool characters. Let's go ahead and hit New Project. And we'll start with Solo Leveling, because that one has less textures. It has no textures. Awesome. So here is our base character. Let's go ahead and grab a different avatar. Let's go ahead and grab Big Kev from Character Creator 4. So we'll dress this Character Creator 4 character that I exported from Character Creator. If you're interested in how to get Character Creator's models into Metatailor, pop back into our past videos, pop back into our past live streams. We did a whole bunch specifically focusing on Character Creator. I'm doing this character right now so that when I put the outfit on the Solo Leveling main character, I don't know his name off the top of my head. Like I said, I haven't watched it, everybody. I just know it's a really cool character. I can send it over to Character Creator 4 really easily. So we've got this character. Let's start importing. Let's see how well my modulating did. Import, cloth and accessories. Pop over to my desktop and let's go ahead and find Sung Jinwoo from Solo Leveling. And I've got my imports. we're gonna start with, let's start with this shirt. I wanna show you something interesting about this shirt. Really cool shirt, simple plain white tee. I can try to go into my color. You can see it's got a standard surface right here. And it does have textures, but if I throw, let's see, it's gonna be, it's supposed to be this body texture right here. You'll see that it kind of has this transparency to it, and I don't know why. But I will use the normal map to add some more wrinkles on there. You can absolutely edit textures in something like Substance Painter. I just didn't for the stream. I don't know what that question is in reference to. Scheme KOS or Scheme Costs. Scheme Kill on Site, whatever KOS stands for. You can absolutely, I've got a whole video on editing textures, flipping out textures, switching textures on Substance Painter. It's a really great and easy way. When you're doing textures in Metatailor here, like this, if I wanted to change this to a light blue or a yellow or a beige, these textures only exist in Metatailor. These do not export out. This program looks perfect. Literally just downloaded it. Absolutely. Perfect program. So what's neat about this shirt is it was modeled to only be a half shirt because you never see the back. So we're going to try to import this in and see how well it does with this back missing. If it doesn't work, luckily we've got a lot of plain white t-shirts in our marketplace. So let's go ahead and hit next step. Ooh, I'm going to go ahead and hit previous step. And I'm going to change the hue on this because white on a white model is sometimes really hard to see. So when I run into an issue like that, I quick change it to something like green. So I can see that. We'll call it a shirt. What do our source dimensions look like? Non-existent. So we're going to keep it in the edited dimensions from Metatailor. And then we'll go ahead and hit at next step. And here is where we kind of get it placed. Let's bring it up. This character was built off of an anime body, so it's got wrong body proportions, incorrect body proportions. So let's scale this up, kind of get it into place, and then we'll adjust our body. My trick with shirts, if you've been watching my live streams, if you were a fan of me and hanging out and playing with me, then you know my trick for everything that is upper body is aim for the neck first. Get that neck placed and everything else will follow. Neck is such a great kind of reference for how big everything should be. And that's pretty good. Now let's go ahead and go into our pose match. Let's start our pose match, and let's start by kind of bringing in this torso. Oh, let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's bring it down a little bit, bring it back a little bit. Let's bring our shoulders in a little bit. You only need about an 80%, or not 80%, 60% match for this to work well. Like I said, he's got some unrealistic proportions. So we can kind of get that, and if we want to, we can always peek at how well this is. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these hands up and out of the way. I don't want these hands anywhere near the sides here. I don't want them affecting it at all. So by kind of bringing these hands up in a weird position like this, bring that out a little bit, so that's matching there. It's just, it's really not fitting on the front. So let's preview the pose wrap. Let's see how that looks. So pose wrap's looking good. It looks like the arms are not affecting this area right here, which is exactly what we want. I can bring this out a little bit better and not have his arm be so deformed. Not that it matters. The placement here is only really for making sure what is being affected by the auto skinning here. What's turning this from a dumb mesh into a smart mesh. Let's go ahead and hit preview pose wrap again. That's looking good. That's looking better. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm, but I'm going to go ahead and scale it just a little bit more out this way. I don't like how much that's not hitting in that area. So I'm just going to pull that out just a little bit more. And now let's go ahead and hit confirm and next step. And let's see what the actual tailoring looks like now that we've, oh, look at that. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. So it's sitting right there. Let's go ahead and grab it. We'll go back down to our hue. Drop your saturation, make it white again. You can see right here, it's kind of sitting away from the body, so I think I can grab this, and let's just do a shrink wrap on the entire thing, bringing it up to about a 79, 80. Usually you don't want to push past 80 on the shrink wrap. You can, and it does different things for different meshes, but 80 is a real safe place to aim for in your shrink wrap. All of these tools you see in here are for our pro users. You got to get pro. Pro is fantastic for Metatailor. I don't know how I would exist without it. I don't know how I could use this program without it. We absolutely have a free version, free imports, free exports, a certain number. You don't get an unlimited like you do with Pro. You just don't have access to these tools. You don't have access to all of these different things like our plugins and all this other stuff that just are quality of life upgrades. So absolutely get Pro. if you have the ability to do so. So there's that shirt, and it's holding on pretty well for not having a back. So let's go ahead and import another piece. And while this is importing, while I go ahead and grab, let's throw the coat on to show you the coat on top of this to hide that missing back. Let's take a look at some of these chats. Can we, nice. I read the terms and conditions and asked ChatGPT to break it down, and it said I can't edit textures. You can't edit textures in the app. I think that's what ChatGPT meant. So you can't do any edits to the textures. If you stick around Scheme, the next character, I'm going to show you how you can swap out some color schemes from the character, and you can swap out textures. These textures are not made by me. They're made by the artist we've posted in Discord, but they have different color sets, and all you have to do is adjust those color sets in Substance Painter, and you can absolutely swap those out. So you can absolutely do that. Funny, I thought my metahuman was ready to go, and I had to hit create full rig. Oops. Thanks for getting my name right. Cool. I've said like 4 versions of it, so hopefully I'm getting one of them. I apologize, everybody, that I'm coughing again. Still haven't beaten this cold. Still working on it. All right, so we're bringing in this really cool coat from Solo Leveling. You can see right here, there is a warning. There is a warning right here. This little triangle down here in the bottom right, it's saying that this is a high poly model. And the reason for that is I did smooth this model out before bringing it in. It's not terribly high, but if you have a weaker computer, a computer that doesn't have a great processor, a great graphics card, this is something to watch out for. We really shouldn't run into any problems. But what this does warn me about is Character Creator 4 sometimes has a hard time handling these higher poly models. So I probably won't be transferring this one over to Character Creator 4. It could cause it to crash. I might try it once, and if it crashes, we're done. We're not going to try it again. All right, let's go ahead and hit the normal right here, or find our normal under our textures for our coat. It's going to be the body again. You can see it added some nice wrinkles. It added a little bit more detail here in the back. Some of this, I think it's embroidery, but it really just bumps that to the next level. I am going to change the color of this one. I do red and pink are really cool, but I'm pretty sure this is more of a blackish blue. So let's drop our value. I think that's a little bit more blue than what we see in the show, but I do like that color. So we'll run with that. If you brought this into Substance Painter with it properly UV'd, you could paint these little buckles here. You could paint different things, and you can bring in your own hand-painted textures. All right, let's go ahead and hit next step. We're going to call this one a jacket. What are our source dimensions? Still doesn't work, so let's go ahead and hit next step. And let's scale it up. Nice, big, and long. Let's get it up here. Let's move it back a little bit. Move it up a little bit. So this is a really kind of great demonstration between regular human proportions from our character creator versus anime proportions. So let's go ahead and pull this up a little bit more. Right about there feels good. Let's hit confirm, and let's start our pose match. So this pose match, we do once again have to be a little bit careful hitting those shoulders, getting this hand into place. If your character is ever asymmetrical, you can turn off the mirroring. Is there a little cap there? There is a little cap on the wrist right there that I forgot to delete when I was modulating that out. It shouldn't create a big problem, but if it does, that's the exact thing I was kind of warning about there. So you'll notice the arm's a little bit bigger than the sleeve. Whoops, I hit the pelvis there. Arm's a little bit bigger than the sleeve. That's okay. If I wanted to shrink it, I could try to move that elbow upwards a little bit and move this wrist upwards a little bit, and that would skinny out the arm, make it fit a little bit better, but then your arm positions aren't in the right spot, and we don't necessarily want that either. So let's go ahead and bring our hips forward a little bit more, hitting that position right there. I'll bring the hand up a little bit. I want that cuff hitting right about there. That's pretty good. Let's bring our elbow down and over a little bit more so it's hitting right there in that crease. The one problem with outfits like this that are pre-creased is it's hard to get rid of those creases. If we were to take those creases and bring them in, sometimes they can cause some weird manipulation errors with our physics engine. This one should be okay. I'm going to try to bring those legs away from those coattails. I don't want them to be affected too much. So you can see I kind of brought those legs inwards a little bit more. Let's preview our pose wrap. right, that did a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and confirm. Next step. And let's have this put it on the actual character for us. It's about to cough. Let me... All right. So like I said, it's higher poly. It's going to take just a minute longer for this to get in there. And there's exactly that issue with that cuff. You can kind of see how it's trying to go around the hands. So for something like this, I might try to quick re-import this coat. Jump back into my Maya, re-import it, delete those caps. For now, it's 9:30 already. We're going to move forward. But this is the exact issue why you want to delete those caps when you get the chance. Sometimes it causes an issue. Sometimes it doesn't. A fast way to kind of fix that would kind of be with your visibility brush. You can take your Sculpt Original, and I'm gonna make it nice and small and see if I can't just touch that cap inside here like that. Doesn't look like I hit too bad over there. It looks like I nicked a little piece right there. Let's come in here, do the same thing, just kind of invisible that right there. All right. That's just radius. Okay, confirm. So how does that do? So you can see right there, it kind of cleared those caps for us as a quick and dirty way to do that with the visibility brush. The cuffs themselves are still kind of outstretched and pushed out because those faces are still there. It just hid them. Deleting them in Maya is the better option. Awesome, so that's a really great coat. Let's go ahead and get the pants and the belt in here, and then we can jump over to the character I like a little bit more from Frag Punk. I just think it's a really cool outfit that I want to get on here. All right, let's do pants, shirt. We got the shirt, we got to get the shoulder. Get the pants in here. Let's try to get a kind of similar color here in the blue area, maybe a little bit more black on these. Like that. Once again, you could always go in and paint that belt buckle and stuff like that in Substance Painter. Even in Maya, if you gave it a different texture in Maya, you could have a little bit more control. If you give it just a whole bunch of ID, Lamberts or blends or Fongs, you have complete control in changing those in here. Body normal. Couple more wrinkles. Next step. These are supposed to be some skin tight pants. So let's see if we can't do that. Bring them up, scale them up just a little bit. Try to hit those hips right about there. Bring it back. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty, yeah, that's good. All right, let's hit confirm, start our pose match. Start by bringing your feet back, bring your toes back, bring them down a little bit. So when you're pose matching, don't worry too much about them like clipping through the ground or being in weird positions at all, because it'll always move it back to its default position. So if you have to really stretch or bend or mess these up, that's a-okay. So you can see I deleted the cap on these pants right here. These knees in. So it looks like our knees, this is a perfect example to pop out of our mirror mode. It looks like one leg is a little asymmetrical. So yeah, don't worry about creating asymmetry in your model. That's okay. Uncheck the mirror here, bring you out. Okay, bring the mirror back in. There we go. All right, let's preview our pose wrap. Pulls that all kind of into position here. That's looking good. He's got way more of a badonk than our anime character, so let's go ahead and hit confirm and next step. Let's see if we can't fix this. Do a little bit more touch up on our tools. There we go. Oh no, what's happening? This is actually a really cool feature that is working in a weird way. This is our dynamic layers. You can just click and drag and change the order of anything in here. You can see I just clicked and dragged those pants down. They went back under the coat right here, around our body. They're a little bit tight in there, so maybe we'll add a little thickness to that to fix this area right here. But they also went under the shirt, and we don't necessarily want that. We want the shirt tucked in. So to do that, just pull them back over the top of the shirt, and then that belt is visible. So let's go ahead and take these pants, add a little, add some shrink wrap, but also add some thickness to kind of clean up this area right here. This could probably use some push and pull. I could also probably move or scale this down a little bit better for where it's creating a weird kind of like bump in here. Take that shrink wrap down, bring your yield. Let's take a look at, let's see if the yield is fixing anything in that area. Let's hide the coat for a second. I think our coat is giving us a little bit of trouble. Yeah, absolutely. Do not. You love these tips. If you're trying to get the pose perfect, don't get the pose perfect. Get your landmarks perfect. Get the elbow where the elbow needs to go. Get the wrist where the wrist needs to go. But if that body is sticking out, that's fine, because it's putting those joints where they are, and it's putting, let me get that right in front of my face a little bit better. I'm talking with my hands below the camera. It's putting those joints where they need to go, and it's skinning around those joints. That's the part that's the reason, the purpose of that part of the import. Is it kind of puts, okay, so the wrist joint's supposed to be here, so you want to get that matching in that regard, but the rest of it, 60% is kind of a good head number. And even then, you can cheat with 80% accuracy, 20% accuracy, as long as you're kind of in the right spot. And you can always manipulate around it, extend around it to force Metatailor to think in different ways. All right, adding a little yield helped in there, taking down some of the shrink wraps. That's looking pretty good. Let's bring our coat back in. And let's go ahead and import. Let's bring the hair in. Off an accessory, solo leveling, imports. Let's grab the hair. The iconic hair. Hue. Saturation. Hitting for more of a brown color. Is going to be right in here. Bring the saturation up, bring the value down, right about there. I'm pretty sure he has brown hair. I don't think he has protagonist hair. Textures. Do I have a hair normal map? Hair, diffuse, transparency, hair. There's occlusion. No, I don't have a hair normal map, which is fine. I mean, this is some pretty extensive hair. Next step, and we've got a hair option. Next step. All right, let's go ahead and move it. Move it and scale it. This one has less of a pose match. All we got to do is kind of get it in the right spot. Let's scale it down a little bit. What's nice is this kind of comes with this hair back here to help us aim a little bit better. The back of the head right there, he's got it over his eye. I think we're running into a little bit of the issue once again of an anime character's eyes not sitting necessarily where regular human eyes sit, so I'm going to roll that back a little bit more. It's over his eyes, he's moody. He's got some angst, he's got some anxiety. Get this hair added. He's looking less solo leveling and more garage band in Wisconsin. For those of you who are not from the United States, that was a very funny joke, making fun of grunge emo music. Wisconsin is the home of grunge. A type of rock. For my American watchers, hopefully that was a good joke. Hopefully you appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get this cool shoulder piece in here. I also get a double kick out of it because I'm from Illinois, and making fun of Wisconsin's fun. All right, normal. Do I have the body for this one? Textures. There we go. This one, a little bit of hue, a little bit of saturation. Bring the value way. Let's see. I want to bring the saturation to there. I'm trying to get like a gray color, and we're going to go for, everything's been blue. Let's aim for kind of more of a yellow gray. Let's get that to stand out. A little bit more saturation. Take that value down right around there, and I'm going to push the metallic on this. Oh, there we go. Metallic, smoothness. There we go. Nice and shiny. It's got our high poly warning again. It's got a lot of pieces to it. And this is a shoulder piece. A lot of times I've been kind of calling our shoulder pieces backpacks. Sometimes I call them belts. So I'm going to call this one a backpack for now. Keep source dimensions. Nope. Next step. So this is like a pauldron, a shoulder piece, armor piece. We do a lot of armor. Go back to our past streams. I like doing armor. It tickles my D&D fancy. So I love doing armor when I get the chance. All right, so this one I think we're gonna have to rotate a little bit. And I find sometimes if you can rotate the piece itself rather than trying to pose match that bend, that saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of energy. We'll see that with our shoe as well that we're gonna do here in a second. There we go, it's sticking up above the body a little bit. It's wrapping around that arm nicely. Right about there, right about there. I'm being a little bit, like there's nothing wrong with being meticulous. I know I said, don't be meticulous, just get it into place. But sometimes it's fun to be a little bit more meticulous to nail that into the right position. Let's do a little bit of pose matching here. Let's bring our shoulder out, make it a little wider, make it a little taller. Bring it back a little bit. Like there's nothing wrong with being meticulous. You just don't have to. Let's preview that. Doesn't manipulate it too much. Calculating the wrap. It's a big higher poly model. If it thinks this one's high poly, I wonder what it's going to think about the Frag Punk. I didn't smooth the Frag Punk though. I didn't see any change. Oh, maybe a little teeny tiny change. So let's hit next step. Let's finish it up. Probably gonna push a little past 10 today. These hour live streams, I just have too much fun. We usually go to 10, 15. The amount of time it's taking Metatailor to kind of process this, I know I'm not going to send this over to Character Creator 4. This will definitely crash Character Creator 4. The two high poly pieces here, Character Creator 4 can't handle it. Metatailor can. Character Creator 4 won't be able to handle it. I know that from experience from our last stream, or the stream before that, I think it was. We had some serious crashes. All right, that's looking really cool. Look at that. Wrapping around the arm, holding it nice if we want to. We can click on this, give it a little shrink wrap, global shrink wrap. You can give it some specific shrink wrap too if you really didn't want to affect the top part right here. It's a higher poly, so I won't mess with that a little bit too much, but you can definitely get that tighter on the arm there. That's looking really cool. Imports, we got our shoulder, we need a shoe, and I got a belt. Shoe, simple, easy. Trying to find like a good, there it is, good kind of medium brown. Normal. It's all on one big sheet, so it's always body. Not the best shoe. Shoe, great example, just like that shoulder, getting the shoe placed instead of the foot placed, so you don't have to do the preview pose wrap. Just saves you time, saves you energy. You don't have to sit there trying to mirror it over or anything like that. And that actually fit pretty well. I think I'll drop it just a little bit right there. Maybe rotate it just a touch this way. Bring it up a little bit here. Okay, let's take a look at confirm. Let's do our pose match because he's got kind of a weird heel here. I think there's a little lift to the heel. We don't necessarily want to lift to the heel. So what I was debating here was dragging the heel up like this to kind of match that lift, but that's not how Metatailor works. That's how my brain works, but that's not necessarily how Metatailor works, because I go ahead and preview pose wrap. you'll see it pushes that heel into the ground to flatten that foot. And we don't want that. That's clipping the ground. So instead, what we'll do is we'll bring this heel back down a little bit. And matching that, we'll hit preview pose wrap, make sure it doesn't lift it at all. Made the shoe a little bit bigger, that's fine. Let's hit confirm next step. And if we see some foot clipping out of the bottom because of this, we'll use our visibility brush to hide that. How does the store work? Do we use pre-made items, custom? We'll take a look at the store here in a second. We'll find a better belt in the store, or better shoes in the store, something better in the store. So there's our shoe. We'll mirror it over. We'll drop it down below the pants. Let's take a look at how that nice dynamic layering works on top of these shoes. It should push those pants out above those shoes. It does. It has that nice wrinkle in there, that just little extra effect. You got some nice shoes in there. All right, so great question from Scheme. How does the store work? Can we create custom costumes and sell them? Do we use pre-made items or custom made from scratch in Maya? Hope it makes sense. It absolutely does. So I can answer all of those questions. We do have applications for artists to sell on the marketplace. Most artists submit custom made assets. So the marketplace, fantastic spot. We're going to click on the button here in a second. The really cool thing, the one thing I want to kind of call out about this is you get everything in the marketplace that is not created by users for free as a pro user. As a pro user, you get the massive Metatailor library. The only thing you have to pay for after getting pro is stuff made by other creators, other artists, and you can apply to be one of those artists. So that's the only time you have to buy in the marketplace is if somebody like you, Scheme, wants to create something and upload it to the marketplace and have people pay you for it. What's really cool about this feature is you can try on outfits that other people are selling. So you can make sure it looks good on your avatar before paying for it, before finishing off that transaction. So you can see right here, we've got all of these on here. These are all Metatailor assets, Metatailor assets. We've got hundreds and hundreds of assets from Metatailor, clothes, full outfits, tactical outfits, FBI agents, cyberpunk, female soft layered, casual female, construction worker. Those are all Metatailor assets, and you can tell by the little Metatailor logo right here. So if you wanted to filter by what Metatailor has, you just click on that logo and it'll bring you up everything made by Metatailor or uploaded by the Creative Commons license that you can use on your character as a pro user. You can export them out. If you want to become a seller, you can hit this button right here, but we can look at our other artists. You can see right now we have Javi or Javi from 3DMA. We've got Sadie. They've been around for a long time. Sadie has been one of our big creators. Their stuff is, I think this was one of our first artists that we had on here that were selling items, selling objects on here. So this is all stuff created by Sadie. This would be stuff you would have to buy. This would be stuff you would have to purchase because it's not Metatailor content. It's somebody else's content who's selling it on the Metatailor marketplace. So that answers how does the store work, and then how does it work? Let's find a belt. Let's go to clothes. Let's go to category. I always want to go to genre. Category, like what genre of clothes? Oh, clothing type. There we go. Clothing type. Let's find a good belt. Where's my belts? Am I blind? Belts right there. You can grab the Rogue's Utility Belt. It's Creative Commons. I already have that one. Let's find one I have to download. Mad Max Waist Holder. I have to download this one. I already have the other one. I hit download. I'm a pro user. I can hit download. I can get this in here. It's downloaded. It is now added to my library. It's added to my digital wardrobe. All I have to do is hit apply. And it'll put that belt on top of everything. There's the Mad Max Waist Holder. And I can interact and interchange that with this outfit. To find stuff you have purchased or downloaded or used before, you use the content browser right here. This content browser has all your clothing, all your avatars. There's that Mad Max Waist Holder I just downloaded. Here's all the pirate stuff we did in the last stream. I could add this to this if I wanted to. And I can just drag this down below the coat, above the pants, above the shirt. And now I've got this Mad Max Waist holster, I keep calling it a holster, on this solo leveling outfit. So I can interact, interchange these outfits. And once you import this stuff, once you import stuff that you created in Maya, in Marvelous Designer, in ZBrush, wherever you created it, once you create it, it's in your library, it's in your wardrobe, and it can work on any characters. You only need to do these steps, these import steps that I'm showing you, once. Once you do it once, it works on any avatar. So if I go over to my avatars, I'm working on Big Kev. If I want to take this over to Peyton, one of our MetaHuman avatars. This is not MetaHuman 5.6. I forget which MetaHuman version this is. but I've got Peyton right here. I could put this entire outfit on a female character. I've done all the importing. The importing's done. It's ready to go. I don't have to do this again. Metatailor will do all the work. Just put this onto another character for me. And it doesn't matter if it's stuff I brought in, stuff you've pulled from the marketplace, stuff you've bought from something, stuff you've bought from Character Creator. If you brought outfits on Character Creator, you can import those into Metatailor and put them on any character and export it back out again. So that's all available to you. All right, it's 9:45. I think we're going to be done with our solo leveling character here. We didn't get to the belt. That's okay. I really want to take a look at this Frag Punk character and see how well it works on one of these characters right here. Just give this a beat, let it do. Once again, high poly. That's why it's taking a little bit longer. Still thinking, still processing, still telling. But hey, look at that. That's almost seamless. I have to redo the visibility there. This piece right here is having a little bit of trouble with her arm, so I'd have to redo that piece. But coat, shirt, pants, shoes, belt, hair. Perfect. I just have to kind of fix this part right here, which I could use my tools for and adjust that and push that into the right position. So let's quick do that. Let's quick just bring it up, bring it over. Just kind of cheat it over this way a little bit, then hit confirm. I just want to get it away from her body so it doesn't try to pull into her side right there. And just adjusting it a little bit like that looks like it might have, oh no, it fixed this one a little bit. This one still needs to kind of get yoinked out off to the side a little bit. Avatar change is mad, absolutely. Now you make me want to show off a bit, even while, well, let's do it on, let's do it on a lower poly. Let's do it on a lower poly because it'll take forever to put this on the Demogorgon. You got me excited to show you the Demogorgon. All right, let's save what we did right here for our solo leveling. Awesome. New project. We call this Frag Punk. Like I said, I don't know what Frag Punk is. It was just a really cool outfit. I'm going to start with a female avatar on this one instead of Big Kev. Let's go for... here's a cartoon woman from Character Creator 4. It is the only one I think YouTube will allow us to do. Based on YouTube's parental guidance, I think this is the only one that's A-okay. So we'll start with this character right here. And let's start importing some of this Frag Punk character. Import, cloth and accessories. We're going to start with those pants because I love those pants so much. Frag imports, frag pants. What's cool is if you set up some of the textures or all of the textures in Maya or Blender and you export those out with those textures on there, Metatailor remembers that. So it remembers this orange texture I put on here. And then I can just go in and go into my Frag Punk textures and grab the normal map. And this is body 2. So I need to find my body 1, body 2 normals. Add some normal maps, get this nice, really cool canvas texture. Both solo leveling and Frag Punk came with metallic textures, came with smoothness textures, came with ambient occlusion textures. They were just all in one ARM file, and I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to have to do a whole bunch of Photoshop work to get that in here. But they did have that available if you go to the DeviantArt page. So here's the color, here's the normal map. Like I said, it has the option here. This is Body 02. Body 02 came with a whole bunch of other colors. So if I find my body 2, I can change from orange to red. I can change from red to blue. And I can kind of choose which one I want, which is really great if you're doing something like somebody said they were doing something for a concert, or if you have multiple characters, or if you have a crowd. It's the same pants with just different color schemes. Quite a few streams ago, we did this with a whole bunch of clothing ripped from Sims. Let's do like this kind of tie. I don't really have a nice pink color in my library. So let's do, ooh, that's like a pink checker pattern. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and kind of go for this one. Let's just kind of take a look at this pink one more time. It looks like it's 2970, so we'll aim for the 2970 across the rest of these. So here's this really cool pink color for these pants. Now let's go ahead and hit next step. Take these pants. Where are they? Pants. They're rotated the wrong way. Let's do keep source dimensions. That doesn't really matter. So we'll have to do some rotating. I didn't even realize this when I was working in Maya. So if I was doing this for more of a professional, something I was doing for my video game or something I was doing for my animation, I would export these FBXs with the proper rotations. So I wouldn't have to try to rotate them. Because even though I'm rotating them, I'm not doing a perfect 90. I'm eyeballing a 90% rotation. So that's not 100% perfect. I'm pretty confident I did a good job, but I can't be 100%. So once again, if you like this outfit, if you like what I'm working on here today, just hit me up on Discord. I'd be happy to send the Metatailor file or the FBXs if you want to mess with it yourself. You can find them on that DeviantArt page that I linked in the Discord underneath the stream announcement. So if you are interested in this, oops, preview pose wrap, take a look for it, hunt it down. If you're having trouble, feel free to hit me up. Those awesome pants. All right, let's go ahead and hit import, cloth and accessories, Frag Punk, Frag imports, grab the shoes. Really cool shoe right there. Get our normal map, Frag Punk, textures, body, head, where's our shoe, body 2. Oh, you're considered body 2. So body 2 normal map, I just saw that right here, body 2. Let's find that pink color, body 2, body 1, body 2. 2970. It's a nice purple shoe to match. Next step. Yep, once you do this import once, you don't have to re-import it pretty much ever again. Unless you've got a glaring error like you saw with my jacket for solo leveling, something you want to fix at the core level, you never have to re-import it. And that's an issue with my FBX. That's not an issue with anything Metatailor did. That's an issue with how I exported it. I didn't notice that this was rotated on the y-axis 90 degrees. So you can see I'm just kind of eyeballing this shoe right here, making sure it fits our foot. Fit the shoe to the foot instead of the foot to the shoe. Confirm, next step. Let's see how it looks. Applies to both. Awesome, we got a shoe. Click on this shoe, mirror it over. We got a shoe on both sides. If you ever have the opportunity, try to do just one shoe at a time. You can do 2 shoes. If for some reason you cannot split the shoes, you can do 2 shoes at the same time. If you have 2 different shoes, if you have a left shoe and a right shoe that look different, split them. Import a left and import a right. That works perfectly fine too. Cloth and accessories. I'm going to go to my Frag imports. We got shoes, we got pants. Let's go ahead and get our shirt in, and then we'll do all these little accessories. Really cool little shirt right here. Here's the original orange shirt. This is body 2 again. Everything's under body 2 today. So normal, textures. Here's our body 2, right? Yep, that's body 2. Get those textures in there, color map. The body 2 is just part of it. So we're gonna have 2 textures on this. This is great. We can see 2 textures on this at the same time. Body 2, 2970. I changed those straps right there, which means I have to click on this material, and there's body 1. So if you've got 2 materials on one mesh, you can adjust both those materials. Body 1's normal maps right there. Add a little extra detail, color. Body 1's color, 2970 right there. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like toxic punk look to it. I know it says Frag Punk, but that just reads like that toxic looking, toxic in a good way. Not like my Toxic X. That's toxic in a bad way. All right, so this shirt's a little tricky because it has this little extra arm piece right here. I can make it nice and small to fit this character's body. Aiming for those shoulders, aiming for that neck. That works a little bit. Looks like I have to add a little bit more rotation. Pull it back a little bit. That's looking good. Maybe scale it up just a bit more. Bring it forward. Bring it down. Scale it down a little bit. That's good. I like the look of that. Okay. It'll fix the rest of itself here. Looking good, looking good. Okay. Now let's do our pose match. For this one, we do need to pose match it. If we want to keep it mirrored, that's fine because we don't have it on the other side. But I want to aim for this arm piece right here. I want this arm to be a little bit... Where do I want it to sit on the arm? So even if this little lower piece here isn't where it needs to be, that's fine. This is more considering, all right, where do I want this strap to actually sit on the arm? Do I want it to move up at all? Sitting right there. You can see I'm trying to get it in a little higher here. All right, pull this up a little bit. Which shrinks our bicep a little bit. All right, that's looking pretty good. I think I want it a little higher on the bicep, so let's actually bring that up a little bit. Right there feels good. Right there feels good. Just a touch. Okay. And just bring you guys out just in case. Preview pose wrap. Brings that back a little bit. That looks good. Doesn't really break the hose. Confirm. Next step. Let's see how this shirt works on this character. That looks awesome. A little bit of a shrink wrap. Let's add a little shrink wrap to this. Bring it in a little tighter. Is shrink wrap changing the size of this piece here? Because I don't want it to do that. Maybe not thickness. Maybe drop our yield a little bit more. Push our shrink wrap up. So yeah, you can see yield is what's kind of keeping that volume there for us. That's looking okay. I think with this, what I would now go in and do is grab my shrink wrap, sculpt layered, take my radius down a little bit and really try to force these guys closer to the arm. Just these straps in here with these tools. Not much else, just get these straps looking really nice and tight underneath here, over here. That's looking good. Come into the shirt right here on the sides. A little bit bigger radius. I like a big radius if I have the option. Big broad changes always look better than small minute changes. Small minute changes pulls and in the wrong way. Confirm. So that's looking a little better. You can keep working on it, keep pushing it a little bit farther, but I want to get some more stuff imported in here. Cloth and accessories. Frag imports. Belt's really cool. Gloves. We're going to look at the glove. I got to do a different character for the gloves, so we'll swap out characters here when we do our gloves. Let's grab our hair. Really cool hair on this character. I think the hair had a normal map. Arm, body, 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 head, hair, 005. Nope. No normal map for the hair. So next step, call it hair. I'll hit keep source dimensions, keep it a little bit bigger. Next step, rotate it around, scale it up, rotate it around. Oh, it has eyebrows on there too, I didn't realize. That could be an issue that I'd probably re-import that for. I could also try to line those eyebrows up a little bit. Confirm. Next step, no pose match. All the stuff you see Mark importing, he only has to import it one time and it'll fit any avatar he wants. Yep, absolutely. You get a little bit of alfalfa there. Give it some character. This is looking really cool on this character creator character here. No, I'm not gonna do that. All right, speed round. So I'm not keeping you guys, not keeping everybody here hostage. Some really cool goggles. These had a different color as well for the head. head, 2790. There you are. Or 2970. I don't remember which one it is. Headpiece. Just those extra details. Next step. We can call this one a headpiece. It's a pair of goggles. A little bit smaller. That worked. Next step. Rotate them 90-ish. Get them into position here. Scale them up just a little bit more. Bring them down a little bit more. Scale them up a little bit more because I got to go over the hair. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Let's scale them up just a little bit more. Like that. Confirm. Next step. Not a lot of pose matching for the head. Don't have to worry too much about that. Ooh, so look at that. The hair is being adjusted by it because there's a ponytail, something that doesn't happen in the model itself. If that happens, you can always click Effects Layering, and it won't really do all that pushing and manipulating that you see in there. So they still look good. Now it looks like the hair is just kind of draping over it, which I think was the original intention of this model. We just lose a little bit of the mesh when we do that. The alternative is you could try putting it under the hair and doing effects layering, but then the hair is going to kind of come over the goggles. Yeah, the hair is going to swallow the goggles. I didn't know if the goggles will be pushed out far enough to avoid that. But no, that still looks pretty good right there. And then turn off effects layering. An alternative to this would have been exporting the hair and goggles as one piece, and then having them come out of Maya as one piece so they're sitting properly, because that's how the model was originally intended. So that's that. But the downside to that is if you wanted the character to wear these goggles, if you wanted another character to have these across their eyes, over their eyes, you can do that by having them separated. Just gotta... So you can see right now, the way I have them, they can actually be across their face. Excuse me. Like that, or I can rotate them back, put them back on top of the head here. Sorry about that, I had to cough. I'm back. All right, so we got our goggles, we got our shirt, we got our pants. Let's get the cool belt in. Then we'll send it over to Character Creator 4. Then we'll come back into here and do gloves, because gloves don't work yet in Character Creator 4. Got our shoes, got our shirt, got our pants. We got a cool little nose piece here too we can bring over. Got our goggles. Got our hair, got to get our belt. And we'll do a cute little nose piece too. 2790. Ooh, we got two again, body 2. Textures, body 2, 2970. Normal map, body 2. Go to body 3. This is our first time taking a look at body 3. Body 3 is where the hidden belt stuff is. 2970. Normal map. Body 3. There it is. Next step, call this a belt. Next step. Rotate it our 90. Bring it over. So this one has these under straps. Now when I was bringing this one in, I was debating doing these leg straps, these thigh straps as their own piece. But whenever I do that and we try to do any animation on this, because we can preview some animation on this character, that always gives me a little trouble. So I didn't want to do that with this one because I did want to look at how this looks animated. Let's bring it up just a tad. Bring it in just a little bit more. Bring it back quite a ways. There we go. All right, that's looking pretty good. Confirm. Rotate it a bit more like that. There we go. Kind of coming out of both cheeks that way. All right, start pose match. Is there any more pose matching I want to do? Bring you back a little bit. That's pretty good, though. We'll leave it at that. Confirm. Next step. Ooh, this is going to pose another problem as well. is the cool kind of pants thing. Same issue we're having. It's tucking in that little pant flap. So the alternative to fix that would be exporting the pant flap as its own piece, its own outer piece. If I try to bring this below the pants, you'll see the pants swallow it up. So to have this pant flap, you'd probably bring that in as its own piece. To have that not get eaten like that. But it still looks really cool even with the belt sitting on top and kind of tucking those pants in. That still looks really good. Let's take a peek at some animation on this. Viewport settings, female sprint. Oh, look at that. It just works. Female running, sword and shield attack. Go back to our bind pose. All of those animations work with your Metatailor characters in your anything that's rigged by Mixamo. If you do one of our quick rig Mixamo rigs, I showed that in some previous streams and stuff like that, or anything coming from Character Creator 4. The animations work on any of those guys. Let's go ahead and hit import, cloth and accessories. I think the last thing we got in here is the nose. This character, oh, and the gloves. We're gonna do gloves here in a second. And it's just this little band-aid they had on their nose. Color, it is head. Textures, find our head, 2970. Just made it a purple band-aid instead, and then give the head texture, just a little bump to it. Oops. That's wrong. Previous step. Call it a headpiece. Keep source dimensions teeny tiny. Next step. How does the weight painting work? I'll talk about that in a second. Let me focus on getting this on here. And I'll kind of talk in layman's terms, because it is a little bit of magic. Oh, that's such a cool little accessory. If your character wants the little nose bandage there, you've seen a lot of concept art, character art. Confirm. Next step. All right, so how does the weight painting work? Is that through the clothing setup, and does MT match the body? So yeah, so the reason why we're doing that pose matching, the character pose matching, is that's what's skinning the clothes to the rig. And that's how it kind of determines and turns this into a smart mesh with our secret automagic kind of behind the scenes magic. That's what makes it available to work on any model, any avatar. All that work we do setting up, importing these cloth items, that's how it works with the bodies. If you're bringing in custom avatars, you're kind of setting up your landmarks, your bones to help it work on any other character like that. So the combination of those two things, setting up the landmarks on your avatars and posing the outfits on your avatar, are what helps. That's why if you notice sometimes in Discord when people are having trouble with A poses, this A pose this character's in, if they were wearing something like a dress, a Victorian dress or anything like that, it could cause some issues with the arms snagging the sides, snagging the hips. So one of our big tips for if you don't want the arms to snag the hips is import the dress on a character in a T-pose. Those arms are way up here. You don't have to worry about those arms snagging the sides because they're already out in a T-pose. So that's one of the big ways to kind of help with some of those moments. But that preview pose matching, that's what's helping Metatailor work its magic and figure out the skinning. So hopefully that answers your question there, Jesse, without giving too much away. Gotta keep our secrets. So there's that really cute nose bandage right there. If I wanted to click on it because it's sitting a little bit farther away from the body, I can then just shrink wrap that and just really get that stuck right to the nose. All right, let's try to export this over to Character Creator. We've got this whole outfit here on our character right here. Let's minimize this. Whenever you're exporting over to Character Creator, you gotta make sure you have the right character pulled up. If you don't have our character pulled up, it will not work, and I believe it's this female character right here. So you have to have Character Creator open and the right avatar open. And then Metatailor does everything it needs to, but that's how Character Creator can work with Metatailor. All right, there they are. Ready to go. Let's send this over. So when you're ready to send this over, all you got to do is hit export, send to CC4. It's all done here in Metatailor. Minimize. It's thinking over here in Character Creator. And with a simple single click of the button, it should work perfectly. I say should because I want to make sure I had the right character open, and I do! And soon, you'll be able to see this in Unreal, hopefully Unity. Unreal's a better one anyway. Trying to... come on. There, come on. There we go. The different mouse clicks always throws me off. So there's the character. There's that whole outfit we just sent over. Ready to go. We want to add some motion to this, some tune motion, some idle female. The physics in Character Creator 4 are different than the physics in Metatailor. You can take the physics from Metatailor and put them into Character Creator 4, but this is Character Creator's physics. This is not our physics. This is not our skinning. Oh, that works fantastically. Hey, what if we wanted to change all those colors? What if we just wanted to change everything we were just working on and send that over and update that? Let's do it. Let's go back to our design. Let's start clicking on these. Frag nose. Let's grab the pants, because the pants are kind of like my piece de resistance here. So our pants is going to be body 02. We did pink. If we wanted to go back to our orange or blue or green, let's go back to our classic orange here, 1957. 1957. Let's go to our frag shoes. Frag shoes. Come down here. This is going to be body 02 again. 1957s. You there, you're going to have two. You got body 02. 1957. And we got body 3. It's going to be you right there, isn't it? Yep, 1957. Grab our shirt. Come to here. Shirt is body 02. 1957, and I believe it's body 01. Yep. Hair's the same. We got our goggles. Head. 1957s. And our nose is on the head and a 1957. All right. Simple clicks, quick clicks. We got this completely set up differently. Go back to our viewport settings. Or sorry, not our viewport settings. Our export. And send to CC4. Takes the whole thing, takes those textures, exports it out. Come over to Character Creator 4. It's probably going to yell at us, hey, do you want to delete the last one? Or is it going to import it on top of it? Let's find out. New colors, completely different color scheme. We had a whole bunch in there, so if we wanted green, blue, red, orange, pink, all of those, completely different color scheme, ready to go with a simple click. This will work in Unity as well, not to disparage Unity. But it looks like from our chat, we're an Unreal crowd. Very cool. All right, let's close out a Character Creator. And the last thing I wanted to show everybody tonight. We got all this. Go back to our design. There's the cool pants there as well. Let's go back to our avatars. I'm going to throw this onto... I'm trying to think of who I know I could do the hand to and not have to worry too much about it. I think Bernice we can do our gloves on. I'm 90% positive the gloves should work on Bernice. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. But the gloves need either a Metatailor model or a proper metahuman. So look, it just swapped over to Bernice. Let's do our glove real quick. Import, cloth and accessories. So this right here, absolutely mind-blowing. If you were staggered by the skinning and everything like this, if these gloves work for us right here, importing these gloves with our body 1 normal map, this should blow you away as well. The amount of effort and work that our team put in to make gloves work, and this is a right hand. Keep source dimensions is fine. Right hand. with a few simple clicks. And if we do the top of the hand, it does usually a little bit better. With a few simple clicks by clicking where you want the wrist to be. And then each finger having its own kind of area. And this one actually makes it a little easier because I can aim for like these knuckle points right here. 2, you got right here 3, and then the tip of the thumb 4. Come over here to the pointer finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a professional rigger by trade. In 3D, I'm a 3D generalist who's really good at rigging. And to rig a hand, probably take me a couple hours, hour. I mean, that's including skinning, depending on the model, depending on the hand position. It could take a little bit of time to hit everything perfectly. Look at how it just laid these bones in the center mass for all these joints. How it just worked. Clicks on a hand, and a hand is rigged. It is rigged, it is placed on the model. This is actually probably one of the best gloves I have done to date. This glove right here is probably the best glove I have done to date. I can, if I wanted to, I can mirror it over to the other hand. Both hands have a glove. You can see I probably need to add a little thickness to clean that up right there, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I just wanna show you pull rope. And those hands are animated. They are rigged, they are skinned, and they are animated. 2 gloves with what, 15 clicks? 15 clicks of just laying out those bones, laying out those joints to make sure those hands work. That is what I wanted to show you. That's some true magic in Metatailor, is those gloves. That was a huge update a little while ago. This is, like I said, probably one of the easiest, best gloves I was able to do. Really clean model, really clean mesh. Huge shout out to the DeviantArt user who I've got posted in Discord. I'm gonna go find their name one more time. Let's find their name. Huge shout out to them for this really good mesh, this really good outfit that they created. Neko Pixel. You can see him on the DeviantArt under the events announcement here. But really good clean gloves, really good clean mesh. Great character. This is on a metahuman. This is a metahuman that you can pull right now. You can pull down this character right here and do the exact same thing and get this whole outfit on there. All right, everybody. That's it for tonight's stream. I'm gonna take a look at these chats. We're gonna wrap it up. I got nothing else to show you tonight. Really fun, really great time. So let's see here. You guys rock. Thanks for showing this off today. Absolutely. Where is the base character from? CC4, CC5. All my characters are from CC4. I don't have CC5 yet. I'm not special like that. Great work, by the way. Metatailor is an extremely impressive piece of software. You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you so much. That mirror function is everything. Absolutely. Going to try this tool on AI-generated characters. We'll post some findings in Discord. Can't wait to see how it works. Hey, Jesse, if you have some issues, let us know. We'll be interested in seeing that. With the AI-generated characters, I recommend putting the rig through Mixamo. Really quick, fast way to get those avatars rigged and into Metatailor. The amount of effort and time it will save everyone is incredible. This program makes everything look very easy. Thanks for the stream. It really does. This is the missing link. This is the piece to get your marvelous designer outfits, to get your Maya characters, to get your Unreal characters, to get your ZBrush work. Everything needed a place to come together, and Metatailor is that tool to take all of these creations, all of these assets from all over the web, all over your own desktop, wherever you created them, bought them, found them. This is the place to smack them all together, to kit bash it all together. This is the kit bash of avatar creation. They have made it so easy, so seamless. The rigging, the texturing, the skinning, all of that, simple click, it just works. So it is truly fantastic. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for participating. If you want to see more streams like this, let us know. Reach out to me if you've got stuff you want to see on the stream. If you've got ideas, suggestions, I'm always open to hear them. Going forward, I believe we're going to be doing these streams every other week. We were doing them every week before. We're going to be pushing it to every other week. So not next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. I should see you. Keep an eye out on Discord for those announcements, those changes. And once again, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure you set reminders to join us on those streams and join us on our Discord server. Thank you all. Have a good night. Go get dressed. Bye, everybody.